Bogunalento with about zone 9 and 5 was crosser strata
everywhere. That was everywhere.
No, cheese, Panyaza, no matter. Yeah, those are the characters I created. That's how Zone 5 was birthed. And I take it from the genesis of Obano Panyaza, Obano Matase, Obano Cheese and all that stuff. From 88, 89, 90, 91. Queen Latifah's first single, Bogi hip hop. Bogune subgenre hip hop, babies are hip house. I'm a pioneer by definition myself. In hip hop I was with other pioneers. Harambe was a pioneering radio station, never done before. I was there. VOS. No radio station has ever given a bomb rapper an opportunity to come and rap over other people's beats. We were there. On Jem Early, me and Proverb and some other guys, when we went, we would introduce the real hip hop that people didn't know about. And even know Swai, according to the first summer hip hop award. But as long as he recognized it, he's not hip hop.
Sure.
So
it's got to come Sawina.
Mavina, Sonke. You see that?
I remember around. The next day I'm going to win a footing in Fuku Funky. Then you're going to live winner way.
The Prokid, you would find him rapping Zulu words, Kasi words, the English thing, to a point where you were probably one of those people who didn't know. His song, Soweto, no Zulu word in the city. When I got off stage, they didn't see Mr. Selwyn rapper. They saw the guy who rapped the formula but who passed. You can name drop a lot of people that fell from the grace. Some are in jail, some are in the grave, some they committed suicide. They didn't harness all these things about what a gift means. You're a family man, you're dealing with things, you've got sisters, brothers, wives, girlfriends to deal with. Life, day to day. I know that we're going to be superstar. It will deal with you.
Muchapilo no JP Forest phakathi kwequantum sirenga wonke umzansi boy isukile boy.
Let's go right to the sound of good times. Let's go right.
Itahola Shafere, welcome to another exciting episode of iQuantum Podcast. The podcast yasekasi, the podcast yabantu. We are coming to you live from Etembisa 1632. I cover about 1633 njengengulube. Pandak semphifeni section at Higher Food for Life. Bafethu, bafuna igawulo emnandi. Zwakale haya bafethu ngebisoli. Uzothola somnqamula imini.
Babuze mina, I've just had a delicious edition.
So lovely. And as always, I'm not rolling solo. Vandaag ngivane a legend. Vandaag ngivane a pioneer game. Vandaag ngiphethe Mr. Selwyn. Mr. Selwyn, welcome to iQuantum.
No man, it's such a pleasure to be here. Ngiyabonga for being
invited. Sim welcome because lamakasi.
Yeah. I can't deny that. Sure. I'm a written beside Kaslamakasi.
Awe. 1632, stand up. All right. Ugcina niyo ukugibela iQuantum?
5 years ago.
But superstar.
We're actually on a trip. Like,
sure.
We're just going to some resort and I forgot.
Yeah.
And I think there was a performance there.
Okay.
But I was with my people. We were just there and we just buggered ourselves in a quantum.
Sure.
We have a long haul, but we're going to perform. I remember the squad Sami, and I know that we had a good time.
No, but ngiyakubona kuQuantum. I think kunenye
documentary.
Comedy yabo Sikhumba.
Vela
na uamu la faya.
That movie. Sikhaleli Wi-Fi.
Sure,
and the bag of mine, you see, call any Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you guys are working ahead of time.
Yeah, man.
Sure. Do you mind taking off your cap?
Woo-wee. I'm on a great.
Yeah, that's it.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but I said what.
Yeah,
So,
man. What's up?
yeah, all right. Sakava, yabo.
Sure.
Almost umuntu yaqava award winner. I phethe ama-album akayithula.
Sure.
Phethe Zone 5 nayibona bafethu.
Bring him.
Phethe Formula.
Yes, sir.
Formula sayibona bafethu. Awungaletha ivat kuleke podcast la.
Yeah.
Simnandi.
Plus we'll tell you on that.
Sure.
Sparkling springs water.
Sibonga.
Yeah.
Sibonga. Sibonga ngafika sithi ubuso. Singakhasi
Sure.
yabo. But bengisaringa ukuthi ngiphethe ama-album akayithu yini. Yabo.
It's on 5 name Formula.
Sure. Mina ngicave ngeformula.
Yes, sir. My first album.
All right.
That was my first album.
Before singena ku-music, ake sitshele ubani Mr. Selwyn?
Mr. Selwyn is a Soweto boy. Call ourselves the Barra Boys.
Para boys.
Yeah, I don't know.
We need 3 ne? Para boys.
Yeah, but we more Prokid, no arm.
You.
Didn't happen. I don't know.
Ngathi nireleasanga ne-album.
Well, we had done some few songs on each other's album. Like we Foundation.
Sure.
My third album, there was a song, there was the 3 of us.
Okay.
We album got Prokid, there was a song, there was the 3 of us. Album gave Principal.
No, even
So
the formula.
No. Well, yeah.
Debate.
The singers.
Sure,
Sure,
but
but
ni 3 now.
yeah.
Lapho ni 3.
So I'm a Soweto bred boy. Ngikule eMfulo, Spotpola.
Okay.
We moved to Pimville. Abantu baqeda ingeleze multiracial school.
Vele, ungashasha.
And I've never.
Okay. All right.
Mara zangeleze like kasi, you know, like kunesinye isigela abasibiza iPace ngase Jabulani, which was a commercial school. It was initiative over some American commercial company that built a school of excellence there.
Okay.
So basically the education level being a hambelani nale yasekasi at that time, it was more equivalent to Model C kind of thing, but it was based at Kasi.
Yeah.
Well, I did go to a bit of Model C, yeah, but the fees went triple, and my parents were like, "Alright, we say Eden College. First year, second year, they tripled the fees. Like, so now kula man." Luckily, I transitioned to something that was similar to the style of teaching.
Sure.
And baby, stretch a lot, but they pushed be an individual thinker. They also pushed trying to get your gift or your talent or what is it that you are, according to activities. This is where you are supposed to be aligned.
Sure.
So yeah. But most Nkulele Soweto. Primary being Roma.
Was that wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I escape by altar boy. What is that? Where you serve the cloak and you serve a father.
Oh. Ebalimele lapho.
So it was that Pimville most of my life. And yeah, that's where the bug music into the corner. I had a mother who loved to dance, who just loved playing music. So in my household, there was always music playing.
Okay.
And it was music from a place of enjoying company. My mother used to have friends. So tina masidlala ngama toys and all that. There will always be ubona abantu bajabulile, you know. But it changed where I didn't become a musician's musician. You would think I would play the piano or some instruments because there was music in my house.
Sure.
What caught me was a poem. There was an English teacher, Konadai Pace, who taught, Eden College, we had been taught about Shakespeare, his from Macbeth and all that stuff.
Sure.
And things like music be the fruit of love, so play it on. You know, and then they say break it down. So I was fascinated which you can break down a sentence into little particles. Mamfika Pace, we were doing more poems. That's when I started to learn about rhymes and all that. That's what caught me. And in that year was a year where there was this American exchange student, because it was fitting. It's American. So by the time actually they had moved, it was called Pace Commercial College. Now you have a Pace Community College. But about teacher, with the first wave. So on the second wave of the direction they took, one Kenyan Kim, we put ELP, a Crash Groove, which was an American hip hop movie.
Okay.
So there was this song that everybody started talking about, LL Cool J, called Radio. I was like, this is what the teacher was talking about. Rhyme scheme. Like, this is a rhyme. I'm a leader of the show, keeping you on the go, but I know I can't live without my radio. Level, leader of the show, keep on the go. I'm like, this is the same thing. Then I got interested in that. And that's where it really got me. Then I happened to hear the song. It was on repeat, I think, for the whole year. In fact, nalo LP azange sabuyele emuva. Yasa like him. Ngoba kade rotator sonke isikele.
Sure.
Kim, hi, boy. That LP launched my career and it birthed who I am.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's who Mr. Selwyn is.
All right. We are is on 5.
Most definitely. You can say I'm answering the question, Mr. Selwyn. But now, Semkulile, I'm a pastor now. So I'm all about God's work as far as purpose is concerned.
Sure.
I'm indoctrinated with purpose. I'm indoctrinated with knowing who you are. Okay. I'm indoctrinated with there's more to God. I'm indoctrinated with coming to become. So now I understand my journey.
Okay.
As being a rapper, I couldn't sing, I couldn't play instruments. I'm a vocal person.
Mm-hmm.
So now my music career is just about rapping, which is talking, and transitioning into being a pastor. Music, you'll find in Formula, the album.
Yeah.
There were things that I was saying, not knowing he's about pastor, but they were aligned with the principles of God and what Christ is to me. So, mind you, if you say, who is Mr. Selwyn? You'll find that I say, a person who is forever becoming. And my message is to spread just that. Find your most intricate, excellent, sweet spot, which is what God gave you.
Okay.
And that's where it all begins. And you will see there's illumination, there's revelation. Every day when you look yourself in the mirror, you see another level in you. That's what I'm possessed with now.
All right.
You know, and it's a need. A lot of people are lost, even within this space, because I know I'm called for the arts.
Okay.
And I'm not coming to say, just to say God is love. Of course, God is love. But what's the point of finding God's love, but you do not know through your knowledge? Let me put it this way. There's no way you will know God and you do not know yourself. There is absolutely no way you will have a relationship with God and you have low self-esteem. No way. So a lot of people, when we say they're lost, meaning they haven't found who they are. A lot of times I get guys wanting to get validation from me, which are they on the right direction when they do music. And I pick up a lot, you haven't found yourself, you need guidance. But us as pioneers, there was no guidance. It was just inbred in us. There was no one who led us. In fact, we I get thing inside demo tape, or we shopped around. Record labels came to us, we didn't go to them.
Okay.
Kumbule Kwaito had already picked up. We were looking for opportunities, but we didn't want opportunities according to what they will dictate. We dictated, and we still believe in that. When you have a God-given gift, it is what dictates to the people, and they marvel for the gift because it is God-given. It is a divine thing. No one can tell you and shape what your gift is. But because of popularity, we let especially now, we let things shape who we are. While we are given the power. That's why the word art, even in the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, the word art means expression of the heavenlies. So you are an expression of the heavenly things, elements, particles, godly things. So when you're an expression of that, you shape things. So as I express myself, I touch a place in you. You can't dictate to me how I touch you. It's in me. You understand? So that's who I am now.
That is
That's
so
who I
powerful.
am.
That is so powerful, Mr. Selwyn.
Yeah, man.
In your questioning now, you're from the era of ammunition, flabbergaster, phantom slick, wicked, but when you decided to call yourself Mr. That title like a Mr. We are. Why did you call yourself Mr. Selwyn? Because what must be myself?
Dude, I had funny names, man.
Okay, sure.
What was this other one? I was calling myself Scarecrow. I
Yeah,
had weird names. Others I forgot.
sure.
And I just gave up because I just didn't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
I didn't come up with
I'm funny, just too.
something cool enough.
Okay.
You know, I was like, Selwyn. And besides, I started thinking, actually, Kamala Mauchailagan. Lapan Kulelakon.
Okay.
You try to come a me say, see, Owen. You know, Mara.
Sure.
Then I was like, that's cool. And I like the way people struggle with Selwyn or Selwyn.
Sure.
So that kind of
Yeah.
just, so Mr. Selwyn. I was like, anyhow, it flows.
Okay.
As I grew, I understood what my name means, which means good people or good person or neighborly person.
All right.
Which means goodness.
Goodness.
Which means being someone with humility and all that stuff. Family and cool, young puppies, logo papa wang shy. So I realize that I'm not designed with I must have a big head. It's just not in me. So stuck to the name. Bigger things is I understand you follow your name.
Sure, most definitely.
So
That's why Jesus magazine they called him Jesus.
yeah,
Because of Kamala is aligned to his purpose.
I'm telling
Because
you,
the name Jesus
Yeah.
means Savior.
yes.
Sure.
And you become everything your name is because words create. So my brother Wicked, you know,
I was listening to his album just yesterday.
Yeah, that was a dope album.
You
Anger
know,
Management.
Sure.
I
Anger
highly recommend go back and listen to Anger Management. That is one of our best works, and that was when we were introducing it Township Frequency.
Township frequency.
Yeah. So
And I
Wicked,
also love a remix the man.
yeah, with everyone.
Yeah, Flower, yeah, like almost everyone.
There was an era where we started doing remixes.
Sure.
We'll get into that.
Sure.
So the word wicked means on the mic, unswem. There's no one, you know. But on the flip side,
Damn.
we experienced both with that, and it's not only him. It's anyone like warmonger. You find that everything we are, you know. Although when you were doing those raps, it was about you being ferocious on the mic, like being a warrior. On your personal life as well, the nickname follows. And here's the other scary part. When this purpose you have been given, and God wants to call you by the name you were named when you were given birth, He calls you by that name.
Sure.
But when you respond to your AKA,
Name, stage name.
you know,
Sure.
so sometimes it's dangerous if you cannot switch off the alter ego. You need to switch it on and switch it off. On stage, you are that. Off stage, off.
So he character.
Yes. But me, I believe in your true character, like the true you. That is why I know Amu Kelani. It's just that it fits in with ammunition because Amu, you understand? So other people, their names just fit in nicely, you know. Like LL Cool J, Ladies Love Cool James. His music was all about that.
Okay.
But it got him into trouble as well in his marriage because there was too many ladies
Yeah.
and he had to cut that off. And now we are talking. Yeah, so So names are dangerous and names are very sensitive. You have to be careful what you call yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Soweto, there was a time that been you gig. Soweto, my actors go with Soweto.
Yeah.
So couple years about Dr. Kumar, they're
Yeah.
from Soweto.
Yeah.
Then rappers, your Township frequency, and Pro.
Yes.
Course, there's no exclamation. Soweto is not cool Prokid. So then Babaya, like even quite the stars, like besides don't come with
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what was running things for?
because of now
I wanna say-
taking over. Okay, Eastern is taking over because it's not a quest.
Yeah.
Even now, PTA is taking over, especially
Yes.
to hip hop.
Neteben.
Yeah.
Neteben is taking over. Smele Limpopo, Sinmele,
Limpopo,
Smele Eastern Cape. Come on now.
Yeah, Limpopo,
You know.
That's sound
No, but as far as hip hop is concerned, I don't know. Is it? Is it?
Mkopo, yeah, Mkopo, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's the way it's supposed to be. My spiritual father, Apostle Tabiso Mokhano Kabaloyi.
Sure. I saw him on Facebook.
Yes. He taught us, which is, I'm spreading the word as well. I'm echoing what he said. Uguti, he prophesied. That is why I need to come to church and listen to this man. He prophesied Uguti between Makalu 2020, which was 2019. This is on the COVID. It was an intro to expose how ready we are for a major change that God is bringing. So there were different things that were going to happen in these 10 years.
Okay.
And he said we are in an age of emergence. Man, you must hear him speak about age of emergence. So in a sermon, he preached about Noah as an allegory to say when the waters started going down after 40 days, we saw the tip of the mountains and the rays of the sun hit that tip. That tip is a symbol of a new age, meaning now, for example, I should be on TV having an interview, but we're calling it podcast. Change. Leadership has to change. Voices, they change. So if there was an era where Soweto was running things, there was going to be an era where there's a shift, where someone else's voice needs to change. We see it in politics. People are talking now about Gayton McKenzie. People are comparing him to when Julius Malema came because he's young. He's speaking to the younger people, that he is the new voice now. So every 10 years, there's a new voice. So this prophecy was saying between 2020 and 2030, we're going to see things being done way different. So, manga pumi voice konala emambisa, or pumi voice from Ekuruleni, or there's a crown. It has to be. Same in America. The crown was Jay-Z. It was the East. Konamanje, a crown, you put out Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick.
You know? So it's supposed to change everywhere in all 7 spheres of influence. Whether it's sports, Hamilton, Konamanje, he held it for some time on Formula One. But I think Verstappen, no, or someone, if I'm not mistaken. But some new name is the one that is killing it on. Bogu Schumacher before, Wangenu Hamilton. So it's supposed to be like that. So it's healthy, and people must pay attention and open up their eyes. Boguti, hey son, when that window period closes and it's gone. No. And we were sleeping, thinking, good, I saw it will run things. It's not right now, in a sense of focus. So we other regions, now Kimberley might be on the rise, or Klerksdorp might be on the rise. I mean, for example, McLaren, Doughboy, comes from a place that we never even mentioned. And everything, pioneer, with a certain style. And everything must come out like that. About 25K, when they come with a new way that mixes this drill with Motswako and that kind of thing, that's the wave that they're paving. So even from us, we were pioneers basically from League Club until just before 2010. After that, kwaba bobonga nifasi, abo LTdo, bangena that wave, tear gas. Then it's like corner manje. So it's always gotta have waves. And those waves are created to say, there's more, there's more, there's more. Right now, I'm not playing a role of trying to prove myself, trying to be on let me drop an album, I can do songs that they have to be driven with something that I'm saying on the background.
So if Busare manje gozo push up on the trap.
No, I don't need to.
Okay.
The thing is, hip hop is obsessed with just because there's a new sound coming in, you need to stay relevant. You just need to have a blend of newness, not be obsessed with being relevant. My peers, they've been saying that you have to be relevant because they're pushing numbers. They're pushing this is how you make money. But if you're driven with purpose, the OJs, they don't need to do what Trey Songz and who's the latest, Coco, the female artist, where R&B, they don't need to do that. They just stick to who they spoke to, and those people grew with them. So you have to be comfortable with growing with someone. And that's where you start enjoying growth. Because you start saying there was refinement in it. There was dignity in it, In our era, hip-hop was rough. It was fighting elements. But and the things that they said, now some they regret. We called women these names. We pushed sexuality and all that stuff. And then you have a daughter. And other rappers talk about your daughter the same way. And now you are teaching your daughter to be a queen, to be a princess, to be someone who knows who she is, who knows that she's intelligent, who knows which she carries dignity, intelligence, power, and all those things that are godly inside of them. So you grow with those people. That's why your Mosquitoes or DJ Fresh, they're not trying to do what DJs are doing now. They have a crowd that grew with them, and that crowd they're relevant to those people. And those people, it passes on because
sometimes you are related to Oskiri because of Oskiri Mkumbuzi time.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
That's why Namanje, there's something of Oskiri.
Yeah.
Something like
I understand.
cheese.
That's why there's gonna be someone who would look at Pitch Black Afro and be like, I'm inspired, and come with a animated version of that.
Sure.
But it will be relevant for that era. But we relate her to once back in the days there was a character like this guy.
Yo, so Pitch Black Afro, you were featured in his album Standing Jail, Day in My Life.
Yeah.
So what's the number there? How did it come about?
DJ Cleo has always been a member of hip hop. So he was never there, even though he was doing Kwaito, producing. You understand? He's a musician's musician. So he was tuned in. And when you think of it, when you are like finding, bubbling under, like you said, it was Soweto's time. So his spaces was none. So it was easy for him to collide with us. Him and Pitch Black, one of the two had a wish list.
Okay.
And my name popped up.
All right.
And that was the most. So that was one of the most funniest stomach muscle intensifying sessions in my career.
All right.
Yo, that was the funniest thing. So that part, we're doing different things. We're not even recording, we were talking.
Yeah,
You see freestyler at that point. So, where you hear the song going on, and we were not aware who Cleo was recording that part. And funny enough, when they played that song on radio, they played the whole song. The song is about 7 minutes.
Is it?
So, yeah.
I'm not even aware.
So they played, whatever, but that was the most funnest experiences I've had. And that song, man, it just felt right. We knew, because there was a bunch of us, there was a couple of people there. Machita Gatevan, Squatska, Peace Black.
Okay.
And Nika Raf was a family.
Sure.
So even the guys about Denzel Zola, they were there.
Yeah.
You know, because DJ Cleo was producing for everybody. So during that time, I think it's Singapore. So there was that kind of family affair. So the song and it was just energies, and that song just came out.
Asingene bafethu ku formula.
Yeah.
Nayi formula bafethu.
Right.
Sayibhaya thi.
Yeah.
Yes, we are very hip hop.
Please.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are celebrating 20 years of formulas. Yo!
Time flies,
You know,
huh?
time flies. Yo. Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you, my good sir.
Thank you.
Galo
You sure?
put this all together.
Yeah. All right.
My mentor forever will be as well, with Dr. Stolin.
No, Dr. Silverstone. I appreciate you.
He's part of the family. There's this group that we have. It is culture. Yeah, who what's up?
Okay.
We have a group. We've got Cleo. We've got Penny Libiane. We've got Sean Pages.
Oh, Sean Pages.
Wicked.
His gang.
We've got Pete Muccini.
Okay.
We've got DJ. Come on. Dino Bravo.
Oh, Dino Bravo. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
All of us are in there. You KG as well.
KG from Raf.
No. The one who's co-hosting, not Glenn Lewis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the lady there. But then you're out to see this Nana, an academic
All right.
kind of guy. So vibrant group. So, Ustole had a vision. Uguti Galo was about to also make a change from moving from Bakanga, gospel artists, Rebecca. And a lot of traditional music, and there wasn't like I don't remember if they actually were part of the Kwaito wave or they were prominent if they did. So the other way to introduce a new phase, because he saw this thing is picking up, was sign a song in me, Proverb, Prokid, Squatter Cam, we were there.
And Hidden Falls.
Yeah, Hidden Falls.
No, they were never signed. But
No. I think Hidden Falls.
Which we record after hours.
Yeah. I think Hidden Falls was with Yema, if I'm not mistaken. With Wicked.
No,
Not sure.
pushing budget
Oh.
the other day.
Oh.
Because what discover, then we introduced a Gukala, but no, we already have Squatter Camp.
Yeah.
And have another Squatter Camp. Because he being a group way too. So
the formula
is
Yeah.
That's why I'm mentioning it.
All right.
Sure.
Tight family again.
Sure.
And I'm like what I'm seeing now, and I really like to promote Amachita. You need to be family based, meaning as an artist, you must know each other's families, know each other's wives, in a sense of you are brothers in this thing, which is what we enjoyed with Squatter Camp. The squads Gagabu Slicker and met Slicker's mom while we were recording. Fit as Peggy, Lubuja, as Usmana Jangabantana Baki. You know, so when I was at my house, my 21st birthday, way before the album, Amachita Afrastana Ukokwam.
All right.
Because we were in the 21st and everybody from the club was there. So they knew my address, where I stay, that kind of thing. It grew with us, even when, so coming to the formula. Formula comes from, there was a time where Harambe, the radio station,
The YFM, yeah.
there was nothing, there was no platform that would play hip hop for 3 hours straight, and it's just South African hip hop. Or maybe a show dedicated to hip hop, whether international or us. But so when we released Attention, with Proverb, that song got me attention. So when I said I didn't go shopping for a record deal, they had hunted me.
Mom wasn't attention.
Yeah, they had hunted me. I was walking at Rosebank. I forgot what I was doing there. And an A&R comes up and says, yo, we got a meeting with you Monday. Decided for me to stop my life on Monday. I need to be at Gallo at 1 o'clock.
Sure.
They are preparing a record deal. That's when I got to meet with Dr. Stoner. And they're like, yo, look, this is on. Because Arambe had already been playing South African hip hop. And we already been doing shows outside of hip hop crowds. We were now performing a little bit. So we looking cool. Sure. So why the name Formula was, I'm from the underground. And when you come from the underground, you're an angry guy. You got frustrations. That's why I was talking what I was saying on attention. Dead end street, stand still. My brain if I say gill. My plan super, yeah, rap star, I spoil a gill. You can understand the frustration. And I was speaking to a lot of people. Oh yeah?
Yeah, please. Because of now, he's saying he's a gas.
Yeah. So
there's this guy, this friend of mine from P4M. He go by the name of Jamzet. We used to rap together back in the days. See, who could P4M. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, into me this thing, which we are coming here.
Yeah.
So this is the voice note for me. Oh wow. So if I must speak us.
I've got a lot of things I can say about Mr. Selwyn. You know, he taught us a lot about ukubhala, like lyrical freedom. Actually, this was like the guys about Township frequency. These are the guys who were the Township frequency. And that era, he was like the only rapper who sounded like Logishi, and I can't compare him to anybody, especially when the formula came out. Now you're the one bonkala my albums, when formula came out, Joe. Like kwavele kwacaca ukuthi ayazi umalume werap yabona usesikhaleni.
So yeah, he's calling you malume rap, which will represent Logish. You're sounding Logish.
That's actually not what we were trying to do, but trying to bridge a gap between Ubulogish and Uba International.
Sure.
We were influenced a lot about international guys. And this is what we told ourselves from B-Club. If Nas were to be here, and he raps and he finds out that, South Africa, they're rappers, we need to impress them to say we're on the same level. And we believed we were on the same level with them.
Sure.
So formula was, yes, ubukazi for relativity. But isn't this sure you have nothing to do with the work beyond? So Joba Nishuguti, coming from frustration here, underground is very frustrating. On the album, there's a song called The Underground versus Debate with Prokid.
Yeah.
And Prokid was representing the new school, I was representing the old.
Yeah.
And there's a line.
You were representing the commercial, he was representing the underground.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Thank you for the correction. I'm so obsessed about authority. So being commercial was looked as bad. And there's a line when I say, Guti, the underground as coming from the Musewick era. And you're saying that you're okay with being underground, where the sun doesn't shine. And we are enjoying the sun.
Sure.
And come out and enjoy the light and the life, So what is the formula that will basically carry the underground and being commercial at the same time? Okay. So that's why the balance. And on my album, I got to put during that era, there was an international debate to say, for example, when Eminem comes up with an album, 1 or 2 commercial songs, the rest of the album is underground.
Sure.
He goes super lyrical. Yeah. And that's where we came from. I was lyrical here, but also songs that I kept.
You keep on mentioning them formula.
It was fresh from that. I just being disappointed with Shimani.
Sure.
At that time, where Untanga was not happy with the way the direction we're taking. He thought we are bamboozled by these record labels. He will never get a record deal. He'll do it independently, and all that stuff. And we knew we could change the world
All right.
if we have empowerment and resources from major labels. So we looked at record labels as a platform to be launched. And Pega ngawina i-award. And Pega manje, 20 years later, I'm having someone sending me a voice note about what an impact I made. If I took a decision, if I I wouldn't be, I would be talking another, so we couldn't think like that. To me, that was wrong thinking at that time. But we grow, and the lovely thing is songs like I Finally See, where we pay homage to what it means to be in South Africa. I'm still looking for an endorsement deal for that song. That is no, there's the other song is what's the name of that song? There's a lot of us. Squatter Camp.
Masigo.
Yeah. It's not called that.
Okay.
I forgot the name of the song, but there was a group that Dr. Stole had been promoting internationally. Mpakang. Maybe Mpakang has been the wrong name. I think there's
Maskani.
No, it was not even Maskani. There's another name they call, because I'm a Soweto guy, I mixed them up. But those guys are there. The Squatter Camp and us, and we're trying to say, if we do have an international door open, this is the authentic South African sound that you can find. And luckily, that song was supposed to be Squatter Camp. But us as rappers, we ain't trying to go traditional and folk music. You need to have that boom bap, and that attitude was compromised if you're gonna do folk song. That is why Uzulu Boyd was kind of that niche. He embraces that, and I want it to be too East Coast influenced, So the formula was basically that. And 20 years later, it won the best album for 2005.
Best hip hop album.
If you listen to that album, it was way ahead of its time. It took gradual. People started appreciating it more years after it came out.
I was playing it the other day. Playing a Western Towling.
Yeah,
this time Corona I have a
Ocean voicemail. Uya patini. Vandaag maar ik patini next to you.
Yo, imagine. Yo.
And we sampled the OJs over there. We performed that song. I think it was after Tukul at Makesh, a red show, and a slow song which is way different, and we were scared. People were not gonna vibe with that. People were vibing with the song, and so Maguilelo Tulo, Naleleng Lenzeno MXO, tonight.
Oh, tonight, yes.
Basically, people, I Finally See. Those are the most requested songs. When are you performing those songs and all that? So
I very shake my feet. I shake is on another level. Yeah.
Shake was the last song we did for the album.
For real?
Yeah. And then my phone, I get in one them rapper. Only to find Woody, it will be the song that just launches me. Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah. So man, Shake was the last song, and it was a blessing. Amo produced most of the album. There's Dome in this production, man.
Okay.
But Amo was all over the songs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you know which all along I thought Amo produced Umoya?
Yeah.
Until I interviewed maker from Semitone.
Yeah. That was them.
Produce Umoya.
Yeah.
Because even on the music video and all
it was a family affair. Before your uncle and maybe one of the music videos now, we were put together by Harambe. We went to Cape Town.
Okay.
Zabs was there.
Zabs the last letter.
Stogie was there. Proverb was there.
Sure.
I think Heaven Force. Were they there? Ramesh, Fortune, we were there. There was 40 of us.
Ramesh?
Yeah. Uri Kappa versus Josie. Mischief had just moved to Cape Town. He had been there, I think, for about 2-3 years. And he had formed a coalition with Abom Repabara. He had made a movement of pure lyricists, like Gaklala. So
believe
a way of putting this together. About Reddy D were involved in putting Josie and Cape Town because we were equally now the meccas of South African hip hop. SARS, particularly Cape Town, with Prophets of the City.
Yeah, POC.
So now it's grown, the wave has caught up to Joburg, and now Joburg is coming to Durban, of which I pursue Hubei, Joburg, or I don't know, Pitori versus Durban.
Okay.
Wherever it's more fire, I'm commissioning it. We're going to let it be battle of the cities, because we're about Josie versus Cape Town.
This is Cape Town, yeah. Jason.
That whole
we used to
JSET
call
crew
Jason, yeah.
went to Cape Town.
Sure.
Coming back, we came back family. We didn't fight. There was no bickering. We became close. By the time East Squatter Camp won the summer, I need to be winning. Who's the Superman fan? That's why on attention we are addressing that. Who gave Swai the award?
Cape Town, I remember that.
So when Squatter Camp won, it was the first hip hop grand, even though Swai, according to the first summer hip hop award. But as I can see, recognize it. He's not hip hop.
Sure.
So
Squatter Camp Sawina.
Mawina, Sonke. You see
I
that?
remember around. The
Yeah.
next year, I'm going to footing in Kuku Function.
Yeah.
Then, Wawina took singer.
Yeah. I think the
After
evening
Tux,
Balandele after.
Came after Tux. Tux Wawina na mafuko.
My album came before Tux's album came.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
So you
Squatter
went
Camp.
2004.
No, it was late 2004. The album was released late 2004, but the summers happened 2005.
2005, yeah.
So 2004 it was Squatter Camp. I followed suit.
Sure.
Then the rest followed as well. So that was the whole thing. So now the formula is like how everything was formulated, and we started doing music videos. We started doing tours. We started being outside of the country. We started, being household names. That's the name, the formula. What is the formula to get us there? And for me, it's been a blessing. So now, 2025, my plans are we're gonna do a musical, formula. I give you a special just one night where everything about formula, like live band, come dressed to the nines. I want it to be a tuxedo type of event,
Right.
elegant, and we give you good music. Because if you listen to a formula, it's very musical. It has classic elements because of Amu's sampling abilities. We can tell you sample a lot of. Even the shake is the classical vibe to it. Formula.
How good was
Prokid
sampling?
Oh my man, he's a genius. He's a genius. He influenced a lot of producers out there. That's why I'm saying like.
We used to call him Dr. Dre.
Yeah, and he hated that. He doesn't like it. But he kind of embodied that because he doesn't want to release. When we want him to release, like it takes his time.
No, and I released after 10 years. You want Dr. Dre?
So yeah, man, that's what's happening.
Alright. Mara ingoma ngingayo man phethu pro lapha. Thina la sibuya khona
Kuseka
because
slam.
you can't touch.
Yeah.
Say what you wanna say
Yeah,
about
Parika
the
slam.
slam.
Kuseka you can't.
But never you can touch something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Oh, that song was dope.
Yo, you should listen to.
Now ukhuluma uthini sifuna abantwana besikole ngathi Vanessa Rafina.
Yeah. And that place there, place there.
Yeah.
The place there.
Yeah.
Like the way he just put those lines
There.
together. Yeah, man. That guy.
Sifuna abosester.
Yeah, você there, place there. Nós sendo escape there. Yeah, the place there. Like the way he just put those vernacular words. We would say about people that like the voice note said, now Selwyn they make Gussie rap, but Prokid was a genius
He was a
in
genius.
putting those Gussie words and making them.
Word selection is everything. That's what I
Musical.
learned from Bro. Word
Yeah.
selection is everything.
Ah, he
The way
was-
he used to fuse those languages.
And he was
the way he used to
thorough.
fuse Iskasi,
Thorough.
the English.
Thorough.
Yeah, it was dope.
But we are intentional, even me. I didn't want to go to Mangsanganisa an English word,
Yeah.
to pick up the accent. Kuba inte one. So that the accent is smooth. I'm one of those guys. I'm not Bangangudala for that, but I'm one of those guys. If you're rapping, don't sound too vernac, like accent wise.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Victor.
kunabantu abakhona ukwi like what's the Sotho rapper man? From back in the days, how can I forget?
From Lesotho.
Yeah. Who based ngai? Who's keep? I know he's busy doing rehearsals right now, man. Come on. Ufaka he likes putting on lentama rasta le fruit so like by wine dala. Oh my God, please forgive me. His name is just at the tip of my tongue. He's the only one who can get away with. He raps make it. I rap like I am a transcender and I put words. He raps like that. What's his name, man? Aban Bayamaz, they know who I'm talking about. Can't believe his name is not coming into I guess. It sucks. It's a sin not to remember this guy's name, but he's the only one who can get away with a pure vernacular, like Umsutu who raps English in a Sotho accent. Other songs, when you rap with your accent, I don't know, it's rough. So that's why Prokid, you would find him rapping Zulu words, Kasi words, and the English to a point where you were probably one of those people who didn't know. His song Soweto, no Zulu word, pure English throughout, except for the chorus.
Okay.
In fact, the chorus it's just that he says I'm from the southwestern Township. Well, Soweto is the only Kasi word that's there. But the song Soweto, people thought he's actually rapping Kasi. He's not.
If it get a science, pure English.
You know. Yeah. So that's why we wanted to do, and we wanted to distinguish ourselves from Ikwaito. We don't want to come across simple. We need to be complicated so that even those who do Kwaito, when they want to do what we want to do, they find it difficult. And we passed it at, well, now it's easy.
Even celebrate the one
I can rap now.
The one who features Max.
Yes.
Pure English.
Yeah. So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, ngiyaqaba bafethu siKuantum.
Yeah.
Sithi twes singene garage. Sithele igazole sike sizwe ukuthi uThabo Thiba Thabang usiphetheleni on what's trending on iQuantum. Second half.
Ekseba fethu kamba nithi boy Thabo Nkosi lasilambile lasidijisi lasidumane Penny, although in 1632 bathunga sondela izominza ngoba uyazi khothina manje ngithi abantu njengoba nisibona siphakathi kweQuantum njengoba ningibona mfana njengo Q Mashelweni ngithi ngiphathele ezimnandi ngiphathele indaba ezingaka bafethu mamkhize bamshaya ngetext lalela mara text yakho yamama bamshaya ngamamithanyana mana 20 something uyangithola but kuyazi ngathi 20 rand uzoyicover fast uyang understand and ngizuyile bathi Big Zulu mfethu Big Zulu uzobathi mfethu uyokhendlile kwenzakala Emana ngiyathemba ngathi bengasiqiniso ngibona wameclearile mara sikho la bathi nake indaba zakho poison ushilo bana muzile mbuzi but mamela la mfethu ulento iSundowns izobidlala iFIFA Club World Cup lalela mfethu that's levels man that's levels sanibongela bafethu and mamelani icoach uRulani obadlala role model yakhe uPep ngiyakutshela mfethu bathi uRulani nebambiza ngoPep 2.0 bese the real coach bambiza ngo 2.1 lalela mfana ngithi ngivale kanjani lasidambile lasidumile Penny athi ngihambe ngiyoma kamaQuantum dango seqela.
Welcome back. We are still chilling with your boy Cam Snash phakathi kweQuantum, the number 1 mageza wasekasi bafethu. Afanda ngibane legend ekumnandi bafethu ukudrive ama legend kumnandi ukudrive ama pioneer kumnandi ukudrive izinja ze game amakrotman esikhule siwamamela afanda sichile na.
Yes sir.
Mr. Selwyn.
Yeah man.
Sesekhona ba.
Hey,
sesemnandi kuQuantum.
Kuba nalento man buya from an ad break but as we were talking off air.
Sure.
The off air sisivumu la. Hey. Und dieser CD ist man das survive.
But uzoza umoya.
Yeah,
Yiyo ke lesizwile. Umoya ungaka. Idust engaka.
Was there.
No, kusho khona ukuthi hayi
yeah man.
Inkunzima la because ngeke makufika umuntu ongekho ordinary izinto azibo.
I take that.
Sure. All right, asingene kuzone 5.
Yes sir.
Your second album.
Zone 5.
Zone 5 man. Uringa ngoma 1000. Upho ma 1000.
I see very like his Zone 5 was a concept album.
Okay.
It was inspired by his own 14, the TV series. So different characters, and then Kona a character eyaqala because Soweto bokunabo tapes amrembu.
Ubuthiza mrimbu uringa ngawo ke.
Makabasa about the whole thing. In fact, on my 21st birthday, bokune raw wafika amachita, but it was not the makabasa guys. Bokuna lezi zinye besivanga le chef le encane le bebizani 28 nah. Even egama lakhona but thatha buchinga. And that's how bizwa izinto zama street bash.
Sure.
That's how it used to end, like that. DJ Kanyani was actually DJing at my 21st.
Okay.
He was still known on the streets as a street bash. So the whole thing was about characters that came from these big gangster names, you know. Matauzeni or Panyaza.
Panyaza.
Who's that? Maybe three. Who's that?
Naxa uteza mrembula, upanyaza, matauzeni.
Yeah. Maybe three. Uteza mrembula, Panyaza, Matauzeni.
Sure.
So, I don't know how I got the nickname Yokuba 1000. Some people say, yeah, Mr. Selwyn 1000. I don't know how, but it was a concept album derived from a story Yoguti. They were friends, these three, and then they broke away. On the song, The Funeral, one of them dies from the concept song Sturiska Panyaza. Yeah.
Quite disturbing.
Yeah, you might have heard of him.
Sure.
Sound like comparing him to Thames and Brembo.
Kizuspa.
Yeah, Teas and Cheese. No, Teas and Cheese are Panyaza and Matase. Yeah, those are the characters I created.
Yeah.
So the whole album was based on that, to say, hey man, we grew up under rough times, yeah, gangsterism. And
The team is nama toaster. Nama dalingusi.
yeah, in fact.
Sure.
So Buguna into it about zone 9 into 5, I was crosser strata
Everywhere. That was everywhere.
So that's how Zone 5 was birthed. And I take it from the genesis of Obano Panyaza, Obano Matauzeni, Obano Teaser, and all that stuff. And it was my most creative album, where I was in my element. That's when I worked with the guy who Semitone.
Sure. You also
and-
worked with Hidden Force.
No, Hidden Force was on Zone 5. I mean, on Formula. On Formula. On this one.
So it rap represent where you were.
Yeah.
Inform you.
You go Formula. So,
So
this
ngiphambanisela
one.
le leyo ushayina uPro le.
Yeah, it goes on 5. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, people want to find out who's Matauzeni, who's Panyaza, Wakupi, because they hear the concept song with the other voice.
Yeah.
It was me.
Okay,
I just
alright.
switched the
Switch
other
characters.
voice. Yeah. I thought I was gonna take acting during that time. I was just in this creative space.
Sure.
You know. So yeah, that's why Zone 5 came out, and I've heard good stories like Zagwe talking about there's a particular song that he likes, and the guy who shoots music videos, what's this dude, man? Monday Tubi.
Okay, yeah.
He loves this album. Sugar Smacks. There was a time where he was telling me, they listen to this album religiously. And I know it also influenced Prokid with when he came with this album, Bam, 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 Bam.
Oh, yeah.
What's the
Thank you,
name?
son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there are some songs that were like rough. 'Cause-
Inspired by
inspired by this. Abu Abdus from Durban.
Hey.
A lot of it received a lot of love from it. Durban.
Latest album, yeah.
Yeah. I saw that. So Duncan reminds me of me when I was in battle mode, man.
Okay.
When I listened to what he did, those were the things I would say. I was never afraid to talk.
It's fearless.
And I needed to tone it down a little
Fearless,
bit.
yeah. And I gonna feel.
But yeah, that's where Zone 5 comes from. It's the most conceptualized creative album I've done to date.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then after Zone 5, what was your last album?
Foundation, where I was now transitioning, like my message had changed a little bit, where I was a little bit easy. I was getting into this Grootman bass. I was talking a lot about Grootman stuff like swag in a way that I'm vlogging with people my age, guys who think like me. I think I was just getting into this indoctrination. And it was an intro to where my mind was getting into. I love growth. I love thought thinkers, like guys who break things into molecules, into different layers. And it's about that temploma where there was a lot of politics we're talking about. They're still there even now, because we feel that there's a shift that people need to catch up on. Even now, where we see 10 years ahead. Foundation was basically that space. I was getting into that space. So let's think ahead. Where's this thing going? Who am I influencing? Who am I talking to? Who am I making an impact on? And yeah.
And we say figure like we come to hip hop.
Well, I wouldn't say kahlelile. Hip hop I kahleleki. Let me make that clear why. It's adaptable. Because when I started listening to the radio, it was I jump at 88 hip hop, which is the golden era hip hop from 88 to 1993, 95, some will say. From 88, 89, 90, 91, Queen Latifah's first single, Bogi hip hop, Bogune subgenre hip hop, babies are hip house. Hip hop ya change, I hit jazz from 93, Wapumi jazz metes, and a lot of hip hop had those jazz elements, very jazzy, bass line, horns, and all that stuff. Pete Rock and CL Smooth, you know, a lot of showbiz and AG. Hip hop promoted during that time. If he influenced my Prompito and all that stuff, you know. Prompito, yeah.
Sure.
So it's adaptable. It's sad we to figure this kind of music just because it's fresh. Hip hop cats cannot quickly adapt to it. And you can rap to a drum beat. You can rap to a piano beat.
Sure.
And if it's a piano integrant, it gives you many dimensions of flowing different. You know, you can write incredible stories. You can do the fast rap, the slow rap. You can break it any way that you want. Just because it's got that sound, I think we sometimes get a bit emotionally attached with hip hop. Where it sounds so, finally stick so. That's why the young guys, they think we are too stuck up because we want boom bap, boom bap. But boom bap is adaptable. You know, boom bap is a signature sound, but hip hop will adapt. That's why trap, boom bap, these are like the hot snare, the hot, and you can still rap on a trap beat.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. And
and yeah, that shouldn't be a narrative. I think it's about too sensitive and too fragile.
And too protective. Too protective.
Yeah, and fragile.
Protective.
Stop being fragile. Like Mangabukuza is a different sound. Rap to it. If sound is now a signature corner is the trumpet or the flute, you have to rap like it to adapt to it. Because if you're a rapper, you can rap to any beat. You must be. A sound, a house beat. No, but a quite beat or a bounce beat that does a 3x2. No, then you're not a rapper to me.
Okay.
So you need to adapt.
Sure.
Yeah.
So salvation
Funny enough, I was called pastor before I even gave myself to Christ. And as Luis, for some reason, I didn't. When people were doing it, I didn't say, stop it, you know. There was just, every time I used to listen to Kefla Dollar or Miles Monroe, TV, I used to love that message at Purpose. It wasn't too far from me listening to Rakim, Common Sense, and certain things that Kanye used to rap about. They were like some God elements, and the way they were poetic about it. I used to love how TD Jakes uses words.
Okay.
You know, he's very eloquent, and he speaks articulate, you know, those kind of words. But they make sense, which is what we do in hip hop. It's about words and how you put these words to make sense. But this word is not only making sense, it must hit a spot.
Sure.
Either it provokes a thought or I rhymed.
Okay.
So something must
DNA.
interchange in you.
Sure.
So the message at Purpose, young driver. Then there was another Nigerian pastor who started speaking these words in Kumbula. I throw a diagram. He made 2 circles at the outer court, inner court, holy of holies. And when he explained it, I didn't understand it fully, but I was intrigued. Then I think a year went by. I was still living my life. Then a lady who I grew up with at Pimville introduced me to Apostle Tabiso.
Okay.
Mohano.
Sure.
Gabalo.
Sure. We will get you.
I think we should be saying Tabiso Balo. So right now we just transition.
No, we'll get used to it.
Yeah. So
And I love the way he's introducing it.
yeah.
He
Sure.
doesn't want to confuse people.
Yeah. The first time I hear him, he's talking about it and he's explaining it intricately. And then there were other preachers even overseas who started like, young fool. That's when I wanted to know more. And me knowing more, I didn't know what in Yahweh Pagats. When it started making sense, especially stuff I was saying on the foundation, my album, and how I want to know God and all that stuff, how I want to open up to Him. It was as if I was preaching. And then he's the first man that saw a preaching grace in me. And he's an apostolic preacher. He doesn't just teach the love of God, he teaches the order of it. Yes. The apostolic mantle that he carries is amazing. And it's so influential that other people who run churches have fallen into that lineage. He is a pioneer. So all those things fell into, like, I'm a pioneer by definition myself. In hip hop, I was with other pioneers. Harambe was a pioneering radio station, never done before. I was there. VOS, no radio station has ever given Abom rapper an opportunity to come and rap over other people's beats. We were there. On Jem Eli, me and Proverb and some other guys, when we went, we would introduce the real hip hop that people didn't know about. Pioneers. So I was always in that pioneering strip. Then I met a true apostolic spiritual pioneer. And we just fell in love. And I was stuck into that. And he saw the grace in me. Gave me opportunities until the point where he ordained me. So what I love about that is there's shifts of having a prophetic eye of the future. It is the most difficult journey. It's not for everyone because it is most demanding and it's the most where you are challenged, where you are attacked spiritually, where people will even question your growth. But when you are focused on what God has called you for, that's the main thing that you stick to. That's the pain and the joys and the honor of being a pioneer in that sense. So I'm a pioneer also under command, under an extreme high-ranking pioneer, well, apostle, my spiritual father. So by the time I became ordained as a pastor, it was a smooth transition where I couldn't force it. People saw it before I even saw it myself. And by the time I transitioned, the way I'm welcomed now, my honor for 20 years at Back to the City. When I got off stage, they didn't see Mr. Selwyn rapper. They saw the guy who rapped the formula but who pastor, which is, I thank God for that. And I'm comfortable here, but I want to do more.
How is your relationship with Pastor Kabelo Mabalana?
Amazing. We don't get to see each other quite often, but at he's busy, but he's doing great work. he hears about me.
I
I'm
see
sure.
you guys are doing the same thing.
Yeah, like because we're in the same space, so music.
Sure.
So, and we know how the enemy wants to pervert and interchange. We've seen, I won't mention names, some have been snatched to other altars where they are mediums into other altars. And you will see this person is a worshiper. This person was all about the uncreated creator, following the bloodline. It was an expression of the bloodline of Christ.
Okay.
And I like what he's doing. He understands even the African history to say you cannot say Christ is white. You cannot say just because of the name Christ. Even the name Jesus, we know the letter J was not available before 1500. You know, he was Yeshua, and Yeshua has a meaning, you know, and that's the authenticity. The Bible says you must come to understanding the measure, or to the knowledge of understanding the measure of the stature of who he is. And that's what this era is trying to promote and to get revelation out there. But we need to understand the measure of the stature of who he is. And there's so many layers that need to be broken down. Us as a body of Christ, siyachobelana. So he's doing amazing work. He's working with El Tito.
Yeah, I was watching
When I
that
speak
too,
to El Tito, he's in a great space. He appreciates Okabelo so much
watching his
because
podcast.
he has done great work. I mean, they go to our cell groups.
Even
Khona.
he's there.
Yes,
mentioned,
yes,
Pastor Kabelo.
yes.
Then
And you can sense the kind
Robert
of,
Boy and Pop-Ups.
Yeah.
But I'm a celebrity passion.
you could sense the amount of peace these artists or these celebrities have in their skin.
Sure.
Because they now have transcended into the relationship with God, which is the ultimate thing, especially for gifted people. And on my side, I am introducing with the apostle a program called Man versus Gift,
Okay.
which just from the title, you will be intrigued just to say what, you know. So we take you from saying, it's actually a biblical thing in the book of Proverbs 16:18. Was it 18:16?
No, we got it.
Yeah. Quoted perfectly.
Yeah.
But it says that the gift will create much room and will introduce the man into sitting with great, or it will make men sit amongst
Kings.
kings or great people.
Sure.
Right?
Things.
So the question is, who's most important? What's most important? The man, the gift, or the room? Because once you understand those dynamics, you are able to now position yourself to say, now I know what to do with this gift. It pushes you to know what is the definition of a gift. It pushes you to know what must man do with this gift. It pushes you to know a man with this gift in a room, how must he behave? And we misbehave. We are reckless with this thing. So it is a very godly thing where now you will see ukuthi automatically labantu mentionile under ministry kakabelo, they will harness this thing, which is what we need to teach. So we're going to be working a lot using our ecosystems to bring people to say, if you are a gifted person, not only a musician, but on a gift, whether it's a soccer player or a gift for business or gift for solutions, you need to know how to work this gift, because this gift is going to make you great. And when you are great and people marvel over you and they call you celebrity and all that stuff, you shouldn't be too caught up in this cloud of being famous. Apostle says it's better to work on being great than being famous, because being great is going to make you famous. But while you're famous, you can never be great. The difference is you could sit amongst the table where men speak real things with where we're taking the future. What are we doing with the man-child? What are we doing with the way that women are projected, especially in hip-hop, as an example? You understand? You will not be able to say anything because you are famous, but you don't harness the great G-force that God has put in you. That thing must be a revelation that is extricated by someone who can pinpoint into who you are. And that program is it's a revolutionary program. It's not only for us locally, we see it as international. I can go to New York and speak in front of the most profound people. They will understand what a profound thing. Because Nakona, it's time for Africa to speak to the world now. We're not supposed to be marveling over what Americans are doing or what overseas people. They are looking at us. We need to shape up. We need to come to the standard where we are aware of what God gave us. This is our time.
So I was calling a podcast. You are very good. You should go back to your podcast.
Yeah, man. So the podcast is gonna start very soon. I'm just putting
What is the name of the podcast?
Prepcast. Prepcast is simply about preparation, which is another concept that came from the Bible, the scripture that when you it says when you look at ants, they're like people who prepare in time before. So when you look at the word preparation, apostle teaching us a lot of things. So I'm basically echoing him. It's not my concept. It's him who came. That's why I'm saying he's a pioneer. He broke it down and he said pre, meaning before the cause. And pre, and then paration is just the journey. So before the journey, what do you do?
Oh, it's a compound word.
Yeah. So it's
Preparation.
yes. Preparation. So before you get into the music industry, when you realize you have a gift, there's certain things you need to put in place. Otherwise, you'll see your grandmother and your uncles flipping, tossing in the air, because life will show you flames if you're not prepared. And a gift is uncontrollable. The gift is a wildfire. It's like this.
Sure.
A gift is a tornado. It must be controlled. It must be managed. If you can't, without having systems, it's shy, because we didn't know these things. We were not taught these things. You can name drop a lot of people that fell from the grace. Some are in jail, some are in the grave, some they committed suicide. They didn't harness all these things about what a gift means. So you need to be prepared. So that's what the podcast is all about. Also, not only that, it's trying to introduce Uguti. We can teach you about business in music. We can teach you about everything. You could have the best manager. You can have the best 5-man team, your stylist, your PR manager, your marketer, your booking agent, you name it. If you do not have a relationship with God, I do not know what you're trusting in. Because if you do not have a relationship with God, you definitely have a relationship with something. And I don't know who to campaign when we're living in these times and you want to be progressive. And information is just, an influx. Kuna debate manje ukuthi uLil Wayne why bamconsideranga for his own hometown compared to this guy, and his character is questioned ukuthi behavior yakhe isn't. And that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like behind Amadadengu ukuthi yes, you are the great guy, but when opportunity, real one that is supposed to give you the crown, you're not going to be crowned because your character was off. And we are not obsessed with character. Because, this man versus gift says, the gift doesn't tell you how to behave when you are with these great people. Character does.
Okay.
So, Abo, I don't want to name drop. I don't want to be answering too many things on my...
I understand.
But there are soccer players who came and went. Abanswembu.
Abanenga cool.
You understand?
Yeah, especially
musicians that came and went. Abanye, but Shone, you can't have a gift and die poor. So that's why I'm saying we made mistakes where we should be somewhere, but we are not there because we didn't learn these things. But it's not too late. As we're learning it now, things are going to come into place. And especially in the gifted arena where musicians, arts, because no one was teaching these things. So Prepcast and Men versus Gift is supposed to give that.
Sure. Well, advise in closing, what would you like to say to abantu baserenke? Masikhuluma ngabantu baserenke, sikhuluma ngama subscribers we Quantum. Any message from the OG?
Take what I've just said now seriously. Find out my workshops are good. It's not only me. There's Mushito, there's M Studios, there's entities wherever. There's like Mebenza E, Maftown Heights. they did a workshop where there's knowledge that needs to be passed on. Why? We are preparing ourselves. Like I said, it's an age of emergence.
Sure.
This is what the apostle taught. And you're going to be hearing this over and over again. Unfortunately, we are going to 2025. We only have 5 years left before 2030. Once we didn't catch these things, it's gone, and it's gone forever. You can't start from 2030. Can't uzamukba organized, can't uzamukba structured, and all that stuff. Take what we are doing now very seriously. It's more robust now. Why? Because you can be a millionaire now. And sisawa kabuga ma million. And when you get into that bracket, there's a lot of whopping that happens. You need to be strong mentally. You need to be strong spiritually. You need to be highly focused on where you're going. If you're going to miss this, it's a krepula, you will be great. Mara, tomorrow you'll be a beggar. So everything is about preparation and understanding who you are, having a relationship with God from a purpose level. You know why I'm saying purpose level is that you could have slipped. You could be someone suffering from addiction. You could be someone asking for forgiveness. You were a rapist and now you have been rehabilitated and you're looking for God. But you're carrying a gift. There's purpose in you. What I mean by having a relationship with God is that you go through repentance. You get washed by the blood of Jesus. You get thrown. It's like someone throwing a lifeline when you were sinking. And the person throwing a lifeline is in the boat and you are there in the sea. So when you receive Jesus, we need to also pull you to the boat. In the boat, there's many things you can do. You can learn how to serve and function in the boat as it carries people to a destination, and find yourself. What is it that you're called for? And be great in that thing. That's why you need a relationship with God. You were created with a divine purpose that is so unique and great, and it has been put together. You need to go to the manual and get, how do I use this machine to achieve where I'm supposed to be? So that's the only thing that I will say. But yeah, it's great to perform, but you are small. You are on big stages, but you're a small person. The stage will chew you up. You need to be a bigger guy and switch it off when you get off stage. Switch off. You're a family man. You're dealing with things. You've got sisters, brothers, wives, girlfriends to deal with. Life, day to day. Right now, we're going to be superstar in life. It will deal with you.
Sure.
So those are the things. Once you do that, you'll enjoy life. You'll enjoy your gift.
I always say to people, it's good to be important, but it's more important to be good.
I'm telling you. And be great. Don't just stay good. Be great. And after great, I don't know. Just keep on going higher and higher. Don't settle. I refuse to settle.
All right.
I refuse.
Mr. Selwyn,
Yeah, man.
first up, thank you for honoring the invitation.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for dropping the knowledge.
It's been a good one.
Yeah, siyabonga, siyabonga. Ladies and gentlemen, we came to the end of the show. Sesireach i-destination yethu bafethu selopaka iquantum. Sesirenke more than an hour.
Ngoba kusese-quantum elesemarenkeng so kule quantum physics.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Physics.
Yeah.
Sayibamba kanjalo.
Sure.
Awe.
Let's go right
Till we meet again. Siyabonga bafethu.